Hey, welcome to Married to a Medium. My name is Andy. Next to me is my co-host, wife, and medium, Singy.
Hi, welcome back to our channel.
Alrighty, so I believe this is going to be episode 3 on our ongoing journey, our spiritual journey, more for her, but for me, more of the educational journey. So I hope you guys have been enjoying it so far. We've got a pretty good one today, I'd say.
Very interesting one. Cultural and just
I think one thing that hasn't really been talked about a lot, I feel like, is the Asian culture when it comes to the whole spiritual side of things.
I guess I don't really see that much Asian mediums and psychics out there, but I guess that they're called fortune tellers.
Yeah, exactly. So when you think of like an Asian spiritual person,
Spiritual.
a spiritualist, it's always mostly like feng shui
Yeah.
or fortune tellers, right? Like even growing up, you'd never hear anything about mediums or
Yeah.
anyone be able to actually connect to the spirits,
Yeah.
spirit world.
I grew up in Asia and I don't really see or hear much about Asian mediums.
Yeah. Well, why do you think it's that anyway?
Well, growing up, I think I was taught that spirits are kind of evil. So there's a lot of fear in that, like a lot of fear in seeing spirits. I think like fortune tellers, they don't really see spirits, but they just tap into your energy and like read the future. It's more like that instead of connecting with spirits like a medium.
Yeah, totally. Because like I feel like anytime in the Asian culture we talk about ghosts, it's always associated to something evil, right? Like something dark, but you never really hear, family members like coming to visit and
Yeah, but no, they say that after, I think, 7 days or something, they come to visit you, but it's seen as a fear thing. Like,
yeah, totally.
it's like, yeah, you have to be kind of fearful. Even though they come to visit, it's like, should be a really joyous thing, but it kind of instills fear in you.
Yeah, it's funny because like in saying that, Asian horror do the most scariest things ever. So maybe that's why they're so scared of, so fearful of like spirits, because they do such a good job with horror movies that
Yeah.
it's enough to send
Yeah, because every
Feels down your
stories you hear about in the Asian culture is like scary and horror and like how they come to visit you with girls in long hair.
Oh yeah, 100%. Yeah, you reckon that's what kind of delayed your spiritual journey?
I think a huge part of it was fear. I'm still pretty fearful to this day. It's a lot less than what it used to be, but there's still that big part of me that's like,
Holding you back kind of thing.
yeah, because of what I was taught when I was
Yeah, it's really hard to kind of break your childhood habits, right? Because I mean, I can imagine as Asian descendants, like you just grow up always fearful of ghosts, so it's really hard to. I can imagine it'd be really hard for you to connect with ghosts if you're always so scared of it, right?
Yeah.
But it's something I feel like something that you've overcome pretty well.
I've been working on it, and over time, the walls have been.
Come down, yeah. Oh, that's good. Yeah. Well, the funny thing is, in terms of like, so just mediumship aside, Asian cultures do have a lot of, I'd say, superstitions, right?
What do you mean?
Yeah, for example, like growing up, I'd always have all sorts of different superstitions, right? When it comes to the Asian culture, like, for example, you don't want to sleep with your feet wet or something, right? Is that something that you come across as well?
Yeah. I was taught that you can't play the recorder at night because it attracts spirits with the high-pitched sounds, and then you can't have lollies that color your tongue,
Yeah.
like dyes and stuff, because that attracts spirit, and then you can't sleep facing towards the door because they can get you.
Yeah. It's so bizarre when you hear all these different types of superstitions, and like I don't know, honestly, don't know how they come up with it, but yeah, I've had some really crazy ones as well. It's like for example, you can't wear red going to a hospital or something. Is that a thing, or is that
Never heard of it.
ever heard of that one? I think that's like, yeah, apparently brings you bad luck.
Yeah, well, I know that, on the Ghost Festival day, because we have to pray to our ancestors and we burn money. So after we burn money, we have to shower in like this water that's infused with flowers and stuff to get rid of the spirits, any spirits following you. And then you have to step over fire, like a fire pit, to get rid of any spirits following you as well. And there's like a lot of little things that we do.
Yeah, it's like traditions. It
Yeah.
kind of just like, yeah, it's been going on for centuries. And how do you feel like it's effective? Like,
What do you mean affect?
do you actually think it deters some spirits from coming?
I don't know, because I never had experiences where I had spirits following me
Yeah.
after doing all that. But I guess like because you believe it, that it protects you. So I guess you feel protected and then you feel safe.
Yeah. And that's why there's so little mediums within the Asian culture, right? Because like if you're not open to it, then you're never really gonna be able to see or open or connect to your spirits. Is that how it works? Or is that
I don't think so. I think a lot of people see it. That's why there's so many ghost stories. But maybe it's a fear thing that people don't really want to connect with mediums. Maybe it's not like a market out there.
Yeah.
But I'm not too sure. I just know that there's a lot of fortune tellers. People want to know their fortunes, their future. But I don't really see many people connecting with loved ones. Or
Yeah, you rarely hear that at all.
have you ever experienced fortune teller?
I've never been to a fortune teller, actually. I know Mum goes to a fortune teller quite often.
In Asia or here?
I think both. I honestly don't know where she gets it from. Like, sometimes she'll just tell me, it's like, oh, don't do this, or this year is really lucky for you, and this and that. And honestly, I don't believe it, because I feel like, I'd kind of decide my own fate, if I'm too scared, if a fortune teller tells me, don't go to a hospital because it might bring bad luck.
Yeah.
Like, I just feel like that's absurd, right? Because, if, I don't know. It's I know it's like a whole can of worms, and but I tend to kind of steer away from fortune telling, just because, one, I don't believe in it.
Yeah.
And two,
So you feel like if they tell you something, then it'll be stuck in your mind, and then if it happens, then you'll be like, it happened because they said this, and then it's more like you try to connect it to what they said.
No, I feel like if it does happen, it happened not because the fortune teller said it, but it happened because it's coincidence.
Yeah.
Unless it's like something very specific, right? If they tell me like, on this day, this might happen at this time, or like, something very specific, and then on that day it happens, and I'm like, oh shit,
Yeah.
they're all right. But if they say throughout the year, I'm going to get a promotion, then I feel like,
Yeah.
like that's from my own hard work, and that's from, I feel like that's inevitable.
Yeah. Because like in Asian culture, they read like your palm, or they read your birth chart and what year you're born in, like the time and then place of birth, kind of like astrology, but
Yeah.
I don't know, it's different in a way.
Yeah.
And they can predict every single part of your life, like from birth to when you die.
Yeah. So they say. And then another thing I don't like, this is me personally, but when they generalize as well. So let's say, for example, I was born in the year of dragon, right? And so when they tell you, this year is going to be really bad for dragons, I feel like it can't possibly be bad for every single dragon in the whole wide world.
Yeah.
Right? Like, it just doesn't make sense. I mean, it's like, like how many people will be affected? Like, it just...
But that's the same as astrology, like Aquarius and like all that.
Yeah, that's why I mean, astrology is another thing. I mean, it could definitely be another topic for one day, but...
Yeah, but there are certain, I don't know, birth charts for like an individual person, because it depends on the place you're born and the time you're born as well.
Yeah. See, I can see how that could be different for each person, because, it's pretty hard to being born in the same place in the same time.
Yeah.
Like that's, yeah. But still, I mean, that's, I don't know.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like when it comes to mediums and crossing over and, meeting spirits, I feel like that I'm more open to, opposed to kind of predicting your future.
Yeah, because there's free will as well, so it's like hard to have a set life planned out for you.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's some of the things that, I was growing up with, a lot of, I'm pretty sure a lot of Asians can relate to. It's like, especially in the Viet culture, like when anything happens, like good or bad, right? Mum would always say "Ijai," which is like fate, or it's like destiny kind of thing. And like she'll say it for the smallest things as well. And I'm just like, come on, really? And like, I'd say, for example, I don't know, like you go to a shop and you want to buy something that's sold out, and then you're just like, oh, it's fake. But I'm like, yeah, but like you can't be using that for everything, right? Like it's just one of those things. I'm pretty sure every Vietnamese household would hear it. Like, just it was like "Ijai," and then we just like you just shake your head and like, is there anything that your mum does or your dad does all the time that is relatable?
I remember when my grandma passed away, they said that she'll come back in 7 days, and when we were at my grandma's funeral I think like on the day of the funeral, a moth came and they were like, "That's my grandma." Like that's your grandma. I mean, that's your grandma. Like that's your grandma. She's coming back to visit. And then like it'll be kind of a scary thing. And I remember on the 7th, or I don't know, however many days, I can't remember the exact days. I was sleeping in my parents' room that night, and my mom saw a silhouette, or she thought she saw something, and she freaked out because she thought it was my grandma. And she like really believed it because I think she was expecting on that day she'd come back to visit, and she just got really scared. Yeah. That's like the one thing that really stuck with me.
Yeah. It's funny how that reaction is like some people might see that as like a joyous occasion, right? Like, like grandma's passed, she crossed it, and she's coming to visit, and it's like that should be something special. But I feel like a lot of Asians would just be like, oh my God, they come visit, and then they get so scared. Yeah, it's amazing how different cultures can be, and growing up, how it can affect your upbringing, and especially with your spiritual journey, I feel like it probably did delay you. Heaps, because like from what you've told me and what a lot of people tell you, you definitely got something special within you.
I wouldn't say it's special. I feel like everyone can be a medium, but I was told that I would be a medium.
Okay. Well, we can definitely discuss about that in a future video, because like, whether, I think that's it'll be something cool to talk about, whether, you were born with it or whether you can,
culture, the ability,
like cultivate it kind of thing yourself and learn to, use it. But okay, I mean, that's pretty interesting. Is there anything else you want to discuss about before we close up the video then?
No. Talk more about Asian cultures or something next time.
Yeah. All right. So if you can actually relate to, these Asian cultures, or if you have your own kind of superstitions in your family, or you have your own kind of family beliefs, please let us know in the comments below. We're always interested to read about your experiences. So that'll be pretty cool.
Don't forget to like and subscribe. We'll see you next time.
All right. That's it for the video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. We'll see you next time.